Imagine a world that constantly tells you to push harder, to work faster, to hustle, hustle, hustle. A world where exhaustion isn't just common, it's almost. Well, it's treated like a badge of honor, right? A sign of dedication. You feel yourself running on fumes, yet you keep pushing because, well, that's what you're told productivity looks like. But what if the real secret to achieving more, to being genuinely healthy, happy, and truly productive, isn't about grinding yourself down? What if it's about strategically, intentionally, and consistently resting? And we're talking about a kind of rest that goes far beyond just hitting the snooze button.
That's precisely what we're here to unpack today. Welcome to a deep dive into the habit of resting when needed. Listen to your body and prioritize recovery. Our core mission really is to fundamentally shift your perspective on rest, to transform it from, a mere luxury or even something seen as a weakness.
Yeah, weakness. Definitely hear that sometimes.
Into a non-negotiable, powerful cornerstone of your overall well-being and, importantly, your peak productivity.
And to guide us through this often really misunderstood landscape, we've synthesized insights from leading experts: health, psychology, human performance, blending that, academic rigor with invaluable real-world experiences. So what can you expect from this deep dive? We're going to meticulously unpack the surprising variety of rest types, help you identify your body's unique, often very subtle signals for needing a break, and crucially, debunk those pervasive myths that relentlessly keep you trapped in that cycle of overwork and under-recovery.
Plus, we'll equip you with a robust toolkit, practical, actionable strategies for seamlessly weaving restorative breaks into the very fabric of your daily life. Get ready to discover why resting isn't just about slowing down. It's actually about going faster, yes, but with vastly more clarity, more purpose, and sustainable energy. This is about working smarter, not just harder.
Okay, let's unpack this fascinating, yet frankly quite troubling modern paradox. Why is it that we're so universally tired, yet we actively resist resting? Even when, every fiber of our being is screaming for it, there's this deeply ingrained cultural motto, isn't there? Especially pervasive among younger working generations and in those high-achieving environments. Do more, work faster, hustle, hustle, hustle. It's not just a phrase, it's become a societal expectation, almost a commandment.
It truly has, and it's insidious, really. We've witnessed how clocking insanely long hours, sometimes skipping meals, sacrificing personal time, even neglecting basic self-care, how these things have ironically become these so-called badges of honor.
Right, like proof you're dedicated.
Exactly. They're flaunted as proof of dedication, a do-whatever-it-takes attitude that's supposedly the pathway to success. But the critical question we have to ask ourselves is, how sustainable is this relentless pace, really? And what is its true long-term effectiveness? My experience honestly shows it's a fast track to burnout, not genuine achievement.
It's like we've collectively convinced ourselves that if we're not constantly moving, constantly on, we're somehow failing, falling behind. And then the days just blur into weeks. Your demanding workdays bleed effortlessly into evenings crammed with family commitments, social gatherings, and just the sheer, often invisible weight of daily routines. Before you even realize it, you've completely bypassed any opportunity to truly rest. The intention might have been there, maybe, but the execution just vanished under the weight of busyness.
And this chronic neglect, even if its profound impacts aren't immediately apparent, perhaps it's just a dull ache here, a slight irritability there.
Right.
It has devastating compounding consequences for both your mental and physical health. It's far more than just feeling a bit tired or sluggish. It slowly, steadily erodes your resilience, your joy, your capacity to perform. What's truly fascinating here, and perhaps counterintuitive, is that while learning how to rest sounds incredibly simple,
Yeah, it sounds easy.
for many of us, it's actually a fundamental skill we need to diligently relearn. Or, at the very least, get a comprehensive refresher on. It's far more nuanced than just collapsing for a nap,
Which brings us perfectly to our next point. When we talk about rest, most of us automatically think of physical rest, or, more specifically, sleep. And yes, sleep is absolutely vital, can't argue with that, but it's genuinely just the tip of the iceberg. True, holistic rest is, well, it's a multifaceted spectrum, a vibrant collection of different needs.
Indeed. Think of rest not as a single monolithic activity, but rather as a collection of 7 distinct forms, each addressing a unique human need. To truly feel properly rested, recovered, and completely whole, you often need to tap into and prioritize multiple types of rest. So let's introduce these 7 crucial types.
Okay, 7 types. First up, we have mental rest. This is profoundly needed when you feel overwhelmed, find it incredibly hard to focus, or are just mentally exhausted. Maybe experiencing that persistent brain fog. Think of those days when your brain feels less like a finely tuned machine and more like, I don't know, a noisy, cluttered attic,
Yeah.
full of unfinished tasks and anxious thoughts.
That's a perfect image. The insight here is that mental rest isn't merely not working, it's about actively defragmenting your brain. Just like a computer needs that quiet processing time to optimize its performance, your mind needs moments of stillness to consolidate memories, process information, allow insights to emerge, insights that simply can't surface in the constant noise of stimulation. Strategies include taking short intentional breaks throughout the day, not just a coffee break, but a true mental pause where you actually disengage. Journaling your thoughts can be incredibly effective too, to offload mental clutter, literally getting those swirling ideas out of your head and onto paper or a screen.
Creating it out.
Getting it out.
Yeah.
And crucially, disconnecting from digital devices, especially before bedtime. That constant digital stimulation keeps the brain on and prevents true mental quietude. It makes it hard to calm your thoughts and achieve that deep, restorative rest.
Makes sense. Then there's physical rest. This is required when your body is genuinely physically exhausted, maybe aching or experiencing pain from exertion. It's not just about, collapsing onto the couch for a passive break, is it?
Exactly. That's a great distinction. Physical rest encompasses both passive rest, like sleeping, which is absolutely essential for deep muscle repair, hormone regulation, overall bodily restoration at a cellular level.
Yeah.
But it also critically includes active rest.
Active rest. Tell me more.
Things like restorative yoga, gentle stretching, maybe a leisurely walk, or even professional care treatments like a massage. The nuance here is crucial. Active rest helps muscles recover without further strain. It promotes blood flow, reduces lactic acid buildup, enhances flexibility, all without adding to the fatigue. It's about gentle movement that aids recovery rather than intensifying effort. If you keep pushing a physically exhausted body, you're not building strength. You're just inviting injury and delaying real recovery.
Got it. Active and passive. Okay, next, social rest. This is for those moments when interacting with others, even people you genuinely enjoy, becomes draining or just depletes your energy. You know that feeling. After a big, lively social event or maybe a long day of meetings where you just want to be completely alone in silence, that's your cue, right? Your very clear cue for social rest.
Absolutely. The strategies here are both intuitive and vital. Spending intentional time alone to truly recharge your social battery, or consciously choosing to exclusively spend time with people who genuinely uplift you, people who energize rather than drain. It's about being profoundly mindful of not overextending ourselves socially. Imagine someone who loves being around people, but finds themselves consistently saying yes to every invitation, even when they're exhausted.
Yeah, the obligation trap.
Exactly. They might feel obligated, but neglecting social rest leaves them feeling irritable, maybe resentful, utterly depleted, unable to fully engage even with those they care about. Prioritizing social rest means knowing your limits and honoring them. So your social interactions become a source of joy, not depletion.
Knowing your limits. Okay, following that, we have emotional rest. This is vitally needed when you feel emotionally overwhelmed or if you find yourself constantly suppressing feelings, putting on that brave face even when you're kind of crumbling inside. This is about the energy it takes to manage emotions, right? Especially the ones you're not expressing.
This type of rest often involves setting firm, crystal-clear boundaries to protect your emotional energy. It means taking a deliberate, conscious pause before automatically responding to requests, especially those that might stretch you too thin emotionally or demand a level of emotional labor you can't currently provide. And a profound strategy is finding safe, judgment-free environments where you can authentically express your feelings, whether that's with a trusted friend, a family member, a journal, or, a professional therapist. For instance, someone might constantly perform happiness at work, suppressing their anxiety.
It's in there.
Without emotional rest, they might snap at loved ones later or withdraw, feeling increasingly isolated. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable in a safe space can be incredibly restorative, like letting out a breath you didn't know you were holding.
That's powerful. Okay, and then sensory rest. In our hyperstimulated world, gosh, we are constantly bombarded by input, aren't we? The relentless ping of notifications, bright artificial lights, persistent background noise, busy visual environments. Sensory rest directly addresses that chronic overload.
This is where intentional digital detoxes truly come into play. Actively practicing meditation in a quiet, dimly lit space can help to quiet both the external noise and the internal chatter. Some people even explore sensory deprivation therapies if they're accessible, which involve removing most external stimuli to completely reset their sensory systems. It's about giving your senses a much-needed break from the constant assault of modern life. Without sensory rest, you might find yourself feeling constantly on edge, irritable, or even suffering from headaches, simply because your nervous system is perpetually overstimulated. Taking a walk in a quiet park, or simply closing your eyes for a few minutes, that can offer immediate relief.
A quick reset, I like that. The sixth type is spiritual rest. This helps you reconnect with a profound sense of purpose, belonging, meaning in life, something larger than yourself. It's about nourishing your inner spirit, your soul.
Strategies for spiritual rest can involve engaging in community activities that deeply align with your personal values, volunteering for causes you genuinely care about, or seeking guidance from mentors who inspire you to find deeper meaning and connection beyond your daily tasks and material pursuits. It's about feeling a part of something larger than yourself, recognizing your contribution, aligning with your core beliefs. Without spiritual rest, many people report feeling a profound sense of emptiness or aimlessness, maybe a lack of fulfillment, even if their material needs are met. And this isn't necessarily about religion, by the way. It's about connecting with your core values and purpose.
Got it. And finally, the seventh type, creative rest. This is for when you feel utterly uninspired, completely unmotivated, or just creatively blocked, like hitting a wall. It's far more than just passively waiting for inspiration to strike, isn't it? It's an active process.
Oh, definitely active. This type of rest involves immersing yourself in nature to stimulate new perspectives. Think of taking a leisurely walk in a lush forest, sitting peacefully by the ocean, or simply observing a vibrant garden. It also means actively participating in purely fun activities that spark genuine joy, without any pressure for outcome or perfection. Surrounding yourself with other creative individuals can be profoundly inspiring too, fostering that cross-pollination of ideas. And importantly, consciously disconnecting from technology to allow your mind to wander freely, to engage its default mode network and generate new, innovative ideas without external prompts. Our brains desperately need that unstructured, unpressured time to synthesize information, make novel connections, and truly innovate. Without creative rest, you hit that wall, feel stagnant, and innovative solutions become elusive.
Wow. That's a truly profound and comprehensive list. 7 types. It really drives home the point that rest is so much more than just hitting snooze on your alarm. But the crucial next step is, how do we actually know when we specifically need these different types of rest? It all starts with tuning in, right? Tuning into your body's incredibly intricate language.
Precisely. Your body isn't just a vessel. It's an incredibly complex, finely tuned, and intelligent warning system. It's constantly providing you with invaluable information about your health and state of being through a myriad of signals, both emotional and physical. Think of it as a highly sophisticated instrument that's always communicating, sending out subtle and sometimes not so subtle cues. The challenge lies in learning to interpret them.
I love that analogy of a finely tuned instrument. It really brings home how vital it is to pay attention. Pain, for instance, is your body's most obvious warning light. It could signify a simple muscle strain that needs a break, or maybe a genuine need for immediate medical attention. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Pain can also be an emotionally felt symptom of psychological trauma or deep-seated unaddressed stress. It highlights that undeniable interconnection between your physical and emotional well-being.
And that profound connection extends to more subtle cues that often go unnoticed. Feeling persistently sluggish or frequently fatigued, for example, it could indicate something as straightforward as insufficient nutrients, maybe a lack of physical activity, or even dehydration. But critically, it could also be a warning sign of an underlying mental health issue, like depression or anxiety. Learning to deeply listen to these signals, to truly understand what your body is trying to tell you, that's the first and most critical step towards understanding what's causing you to feel unwell, and thus, what kind of rest you truly need.
Let's delve into some crucial signs that specifically tell you to prioritize rest, particularly relevant to both intense physical activity and mental strain. First up, persistent fatigue. This isn't just feeling tired at the end of a long day. This is that profound feeling of being utterly exhausted all the time. Even after what seems like a perfectly good night's sleep, your body just doesn't feel refreshed.
Yes, and the implications of ignoring this are severe and far-reaching. Ignoring persistent fatigue leads directly to decreased physical and cognitive performance, a significantly increased risk of injury during physical activity, and a profoundly weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. Chronically insufficient sleep and rest also dangerously elevate your risk of serious chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease. So it's not just about feeling groggy, it's about significant long-term health impacts that accumulate over time.
Wow. Okay. Next, lingering muscle soreness. We're all familiar with that satisfying post-workout ache, DOMS, right? But if that soreness persists for days on end, far longer than the usual 24-48 hours, that's a key, undeniable sign of overtraining.
That prolonged soreness means your muscles haven't had adequate time to fully repair and rebuild. Overtraining leads to muscle fatigue, reduced capacity for recovery, and ultimately makes you much more susceptible to injury and actively hinders your progress in your fitness goals. Your body's quite literally telling you it needs more time to repair and adapt. Pushing through this can lead to regression, not progress.
Regression, okay. Then there's decreased performance. If you suddenly find yourself struggling to hit your usual weights or maintain your pace during a run, or even just feel noticeably slower or weaker than usual during a routine activity, that's a bright red flag.
It's your body's direct message. You're pushing too hard without adequate recovery. Overtraining consistently leads to decreased strength, endurance, and overall performance. Don't try to power through this. Ignoring these warning signs can set you back significantly, leading to demotivation and even injury. It's an efficiency issue, really. You're working harder for less return.
Working harder for less return.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite, or perhaps least favorite, is lack of motivation. If you find yourself consistently making excuses to avoid workouts or feeling mentally drained just thinking about tasks you once enjoyed, your mind is clearly communicating a deeper need.
This is your mind's clear way of signaling a dire need to take a step back and recharge. Pushing through when you're mentally drained can lead directly to profound burnout, where even the simplest tasks feel monumental. It's a critical indicator that your mental energy reserves are running dangerously low, and trying to force mental output will only deepen the deficit.
Deepen the deficit. And watch out for overuse injuries. This is persistent pain or discomfort in specific areas like your joints or tendons. These are not just minor aches you can ignore, are they?
No, they are clear indicators of overuse. Your body literally breaking down under continuous unrecovered strain. Think of that dull ache in your shins after suddenly upping your running distance too quickly. Or the persistent elbow pain from too many hours at the keyboard with poor ergonomics. These aren't just minor aches, but common examples like shin splints, tennis elbow, tendinitis, plantar fasciitis, even stress fractures, signaling a deeper issue that, if ignored, can lead to much more serious, debilitating injuries and dramatically longer recovery times, completely halting your progress.
Yikes. Another key physiological signal often overlooked is an elevated resting heart rate. If your heart rate when you're at rest is consistently higher than your usual baseline, that's important data.
Absolutely. A consistently higher resting heart rate can be a clear, objective sign of overtraining or insufficient recovery. Monitoring this metric, perhaps first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed, offers valuable real-time insights into your body's specific recovery needs. It tells you whether you're pushing too hard or are maybe on the verge of overdoing it. It's a direct window into your autonomic nervous system state.
A direct window. Interesting. And paradoxically, while regular exercise is supposed to build immunity, decreased immunity can be a sign of pushing your body too far without rest.
That's a critical point, often misunderstood. Overtraining doesn't boost your immune system. It can actually weaken it, making you far more susceptible to illness, infections, even prolonged recovery from minor ailments. If you find yourself getting sick more often, struggling to shake off a cold, or feeling generally run down, it might be a clear signal to dial back your training intensity and prioritize rest. Your immune system needs energy to function optimally, just like everything else.
Okay. Finally, unhealthy weight loss. We often associate exercise with weight loss goals, but rapid or unexplained weight loss without conscious intent, especially when combined with high activity, that can be a worrying signal.
This can strongly signal that you're pushing yourself too hard without giving your body the sufficient fuel it needs to recover properly. It suggests a significant caloric deficit that's not supporting your body's metabolic and recovery needs, especially when coupled with intense physical activity. Your body is literally consuming its own resources to keep up, which is unsustainable and detrimental to long-term health and performance.
So we've talked about these individual signals, but what's truly fascinating here is how often emotional and physical cues are profoundly interconnected, speaking the same language, really. For example, if you're feeling worried and a little agitated and simultaneously notice your heart is beating fast and my shoulders feel tense, these are often pointing to the same underlying issue, like anxiety or chronic stress. They're two sides of the same coin.
Precisely. And knowing they're connected helps you respond holistically, treating the whole system. For that feeling of persistent worry or racing thoughts, try writing down those negative thoughts. And then, very intentionally, rewriting them with a more positive, rational, or problem-solving perspective. For those tense, tight muscles, a simple walk with a friend can not only improve circulation and oxygen flow, but also provide that beneficial social connection we talked about with social rest, simultaneously addressing both the physical and emotional tension.
And it can get even more serious, sometimes requiring professional attention. Consider the emotional signal of growing agitation and excitement, feeling like I can accomplish anything, constantly racing thoughts, alongside the physical signal of haven't slept more than a few hours at a time in 2 days. These are not just signs of being driven.
In a scenario like that, where multiple severe emotional and physical signals align in such an extreme way, these combined indicators could very clearly suggest something like a manic episode, which can be a feature of bipolar disorder or other serious mental health conditions. This highlights the critical, sometimes life-saving importance of having a proactive plan with a trusted healthcare team, diligently journaling daily feelings and sleep patterns, practicing strong self-advocacy to address symptoms early and prevent more serious consequences. Listening to your body, no matter how subtle or severe the signal, is not just a good habit. It's a vital skill for long-term health and even crisis prevention.
Now that we've really tuned into our body's signals, let's tackle some deeply ingrained, pervasive myths about rest that hold us back from truly recovering. The first, and arguably the most common, is, if I rest, I will get less done. It's so deeply embedded in our work ethic, this idea that resting means sacrificing productivity or ambition.
You've hit the nail on the head. So many people automatically believe they will get less done if they schedule dedicated time to rest and relax. But the compelling research actually proves the exact opposite. You will consistently accomplish more when you make rest a priority. It's not just a mindset shift, it's a total paradigm shift backed by hard data.
And some of that data is shockingly clear. For instance, a comprehensive study of nearly 400 employees found that sleeping less than 6 hours a night was one of the best predictors of burnout. That's not just anecdotal, that's robust, research-backed evidence connecting sleep deprivation directly to professional exhaustion and disengagement.
And the economic cost of perpetuating this myth is staggering. It illustrates its widespread impact. A Harvard study estimated that sleep deprivation costs American companies an astonishing $63.2 billion a year in lost productivity. Think about that number, $63 billion. That's not just individual sluggishness. That's a massive economic drain on a national scale. It shows how profoundly our collective underresting affects the bottom line.
And perhaps one of the most compelling pieces of data that genuinely challenges everything we think we know about work comes from a 2006 study by Ernst & Young, the accounting firm. They found that for every additional 10 hours of vacation employees took, their year-end performance ratings improved by 8%.
8%, that's significant.
Exactly. And get this. Frequent vacationers were significantly less likely to leave the firm. So taking time off literally makes you a better, more loyal, and more effective employee. It pays dividends, literally.
It absolutely does. This highlights what we sometimes call the productivity paradox. Excellent work, particularly creative and innovative work, needs rest and relaxation just as much as it requires time actively engaged in the work. When we truly rest, our brain isn't idle. It's profoundly active. It's consolidating memories, pruning unnecessary information, and quietly, powerfully searching for solutions to problems we've been grappling with. It's a silent, essential engine of innovation and problem solving, operating most effectively when we step away.
A great real-world example that puts this into practice is Basecamp's bold experiment with a 4-day work week. They found that their employees consistently achieved the same output, the same high quality of work, in significantly less time. And crucially, they returned each week more refreshed, more productive, and more engaged. They truly demonstrated empirically that doing less in terms of hours can undeniably get more done in terms of quality and output.
Which leads us seamlessly to myth #2. I don't have time. This is the immediate, almost automatic go-to for so many busy, high-achieving people who feel perpetually overwhelmed.
And I hear you. I know you are busy. We are all busy navigating increasingly complex lives. But that doesn't mean you genuinely don't have time to rest. Quite the opposite, in fact. The busier, the more overwhelmed you perceive yourself to be, the more critical rest becomes. It's a powerful, almost counterintuitive truth. But the most successful people in the world manage to get more done in a day than most people do in a week, precisely because they deeply understand and relentlessly prioritize rest. They view it as a strategic lever, not a luxury.
And if you're new to the concept of intentionally scheduling rest, you absolutely can ease into it. You don't have to block out a full day right away. Even just an hour of truly fun and genuine relaxation can steal back peace and profoundly restful moments. Think about it. 60 quick, uninterrupted minutes. You could watch an episode of your favorite show, take a restorative power nap, engage in a creative activity you love, or just laugh until your belly hurts with a friend. The key is starting somewhere and building momentum.
But what's truly at stake if you don't make the time? If you consistently neglect to pause or rest, the consequences are severe, cumulative, and debilitating. Chronic depression, escalating anxiety, debilitating sleep disorders, maybe unhealthy overeating as a coping mechanism, profound exhaustion that permeates every aspect of your life, and a whole host of other serious health issues. This isn't just about feeling a bit tired occasionally, it's about your long-term physical, mental, and emotional well-being being systematically eroded.
Exactly. So my sincere challenge to you listening is this. Schedule at least a couple of hours of dedicated rest and relaxation time every single week for the next 30 days. And honestly, if you can manage it, a full 24 hours would be ideal. Make it non-negotiable. Put it on your calendar like any other important appointment. I promise you'll be profoundly amazed at the results. It's about breaking those deeply ingrained, self-limiting myths and giving yourself explicit permission to not just survive, but truly thrive.
Now that we've busted some pervasive myths and truly grasped the multifaceted types of rest, let's talk about how to actually intentionally craft a restful life. What makes an activity truly restorative? It's not just about stopping what you're doing, it's profoundly about how you stop and what you choose to do instead.
That's a critical distinction and a nuanced one. Truly restorative activities generally meet several key criteria. First, they should minimize physical strain. The goal is low physical exertion, allowing your body to relax naturally without causing further fatigue. Think gentle stretching, a leisurely, unhurried walk, or restorative yoga. Even short, intentional breaks during the workday to stretch or simply stand and move can significantly decrease the buildup of stress hormones like cortisol, resetting your nervous system.
Second, they absolutely need to be mentally relaxing. These activities should actively promote a state of mental calm or present moment mindfulness. Reading a good book that transports you, journaling your thoughts to offload mental clutter, or even just listening to a calming podcast, these can help reduce mental stress and diffuse that cognitive overload, leading to a more deeply rested state. And don't forget creative outlets like painting, drawing, or writing. They can profoundly improve mental well-being by engaging a different, often neglected part of your brain, allowing the problem-solving mind to quiet down.
Third, the activity needs to be inherently low stress. The primary goal is to actively reduce existing stress and anxiety levels. Deep breathing exercises, engaging with calming aromatherapy like lavender, or listening to a specifically curated relaxing playlist are all excellent examples. And critically, practicing intentional digital downtime. Limiting exposure to the stimulating blue light from screens, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime, is essential. Social media feeds and bright screens negatively impact your sleep schedules and dramatically decrease the quality of your deep rest. This isn't just about eye strain, it's about brain stimulation.
Yeah, that blue light thing is huge. Fourth, and this might seem incredibly obvious, but it's foundational, the activity has to be genuinely enjoyable for you. Engaging in activities that you intrinsically like enhances the relaxation effect exponentially and significantly improves the quality of your rest. It's about consciously stepping away from daily responsibilities, demanding tasks, work-related pressures, allowing your mind to truly recharge in a way that feels like a treat, not another chore.
And finally, the environment matters profoundly. A quiet, comfortable, and genuinely soothing environment significantly enhances the effectiveness of rest-promoting activities. Creating a personal sanctuary, even a small corner, that feels calming and safe is key. Coupled with practicing consistent self-care rituals and ensuring you get sufficient, high-quality sleep, these environmental elements are absolutely essential for achieving truly restorative rest. It's about creating the conditions for rest, not just waiting for it to happen.
Okay, so with those criteria firmly in mind, let's get truly concrete. We've curated 11 practical activities you can integrate to cultivate deeper rest in your life, going far beyond just traditional sleep. First, meditation.
Meditation can be seamlessly integrated into your morning routine, your evening wind down, or truly anywhere you find a few quiet moments in your day. You can explore different types, like mantra meditation for focus, movement meditation like walking mindfulness, or spiritual meditation to connect with deeper meaning, all designed to spread calm and awareness throughout your mind and body. The pro tip here is to start small. Even just 5 minutes a day can begin to retrain your attention and reduce reactivity, creating pockets of mental rest.
Start small. Good advice. Next, slow-moving exercises. Not all exercise has to be high intensity or sweat-inducing, right?
Absolutely not. Activities like yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi are incredible because they allow you to deliberately slow your body down while remaining actively engaged. They focus on purposeful, controlled, relaxing movements without straining muscles. If you're just starting, there are countless beginner classes, free online videos, or apps you can follow from home to go at your own pace, focusing on breath and gentle movement to restore physical balance. This active recovery enhances blood flow to tired muscles, speeding repair.
Third, hygiene as self-care. This is about transforming routine personal care into a rejuvenating ritual.
Soaking in a warm bath, taking a long, luxurious shower, or applying a face mask. These daily self-maintenance routines can be profoundly comforting and help your body feel fresh and renewed. Enhance the experience with aromatherapy like candles or bath bombs. Even a simple act like brushing your teeth can, with mindful attention, offer a moment of calm reflection, transforming a chore into a mini meditation. The neurological benefit here is the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system through warmth and gentle sensory input.
Turning chores into calm moments. I like that. Fourth, your daily ritual. Do you have something you do each day or perhaps each evening that makes you feel profoundly at ease and signals a shift from work to rest?
This could be making a perfectly brewed cup of tea, sitting outside to watch the sunset, or intentionally enjoying a well-prepared dinner without distractions. As you engage in your chosen ritual, consider putting on a relaxing playlist to further set the mood. Being comfortable and present allows your mind to gently wander, to reflect, or simply to admire something beautiful. If you don't currently have a consistent, calming daily ritual, now is the perfect low-pressure time to build one. It's a powerful anchor in a chaotic day.
Number 5, dedicate time to a hobby. Something just for pure, unadulterated enjoyment without any pressure.
Your hobby can provide you with a profound sense of purpose and make you feel deeply rested without demanding a lot of energy or intense brain power. Think fishing, knitting, painting, playing a musical instrument, activities you enjoy purely for fun, for the process, not the outcome. Sharing a calming practice with someone can also strengthen relationships, making it doubly beneficial for social and creative rest. The key is to choose something that truly ignites joy and allows you to enter a state of flow, forgetting time.
Find your flow state. Okay, next, catch up with your journal. And let me be clear, absolutely no rating skills are required here.
That's right. Whether it's a physical notebook and pen or a virtual notepad on your device, journaling can be a dedicated time each day or every other day to simply record your laughs, your worries, your ideas, your reflections. Try journaling in the fresh air, a quiet cafe, or a peaceful setting to enhance the experience. It helps with emotional and mental rest by offloading cognitive burden, processing emotions, and providing clarity. It's a direct line to understanding your inner landscape.
This one is so important, and it's a massive misconception for many. Steer clear of the screen for true rest. Many of us mistakenly believe scrolling social media is resting.
It's one of the biggest myths we need to actively debunk. After a long day, collapsing on the couch to scroll social media or binge-watch TV isn't true rest. It doesn't give your brain a break. In fact, it works your brain even more, albeit in a different way. Your brain is a muscle. It needs true restorative downtime. When you're focused on bright lights from screens, watching fast-paced content, or playing video games, your brain is still receiving constant information and stimuli. This continuous input, especially from news or social media, can trigger stress responses, increase anxiety, or simply keep your mind perpetually alert.
And the physical toll from excessive screen time is also very real and often overlooked. It can lead to increased anxiety, irritability, a sense of pervasive uncertainty. Physically, it causes painful eye strain, concentration issues, persistent headaches, and chronic neck and lower back pain from poor posture.
Beyond those immediate impacts, screens mess with your sleep schedule in a fundamental way. They emit blue light that directly disrupts melatonin production,
Melatonin, right.
which is the crucial hormone regulating your sleep-wake cycle. This artificial light mimics the light of dawn, signaling to your brain that it's still daytime, suppressing that vital melatonin release and essentially throwing your body's natural circadian rhythm out of sync. This leads to insufficient fragmented sleep and disrupted deep rest. True rest means consciously stepping away from that constant digital stimulation to allow your brain and body to truly wind down and recover.
A wonderful, timeless alternative to screen time and a fantastic way to engage your mind gently is reading for pleasure.
Reading a good book, especially fiction, can transport you to a different world, providing a much-needed mental break from daily stress and worries. It dramatically reduces stress, improves focus by engaging sustained attention, and can even profoundly enhance empathy by immersing you in characters' experiences and perspectives. Choosing light, uplifting, or imaginative content is particularly calming and can stimulate creative rest as well.
Then there's listening to music. It's more than just background noise, isn't it?
Oh, much more. Music has an incredible, scientifically proven power to calm the mind and soothe emotions. Research shows that listening to relaxing music can lower blood pressure, significantly reduce cortisol, the primary stress hormone, and actively increase feelings of serenity and well-being. Whether it's classical, ambient, instrumental, jazz, or soft acoustic, the right rhythms and melodies can have a truly meditative and restorative effect on your entire nervous system. It's an accessible form of sensory and emotional rest.
Number 10, gardening. Getting your hands dirty and connecting with nature.
Gardening offers profound therapeutic benefits that touch on multiple types of rest. It physically connects you with nature through gentle physical activity and tactile engagement with soil and plants. This mindful, repetitive action actively reduces stress levels, promotes physical rest through light exertion, and fosters a deep sense of contentment and accomplishment as you nurture life. It's a grounding practice that can reduce anxiety and boost mood through exposure to beneficial soil microbes even.
Wow, microbes too. And finally, crafting. Anything from drawing to pottery.
Engaging in crafts like drawing, scrapbooking, knitting, or making pottery is incredibly powerful because it focuses your mind intensely on the task at hand, pulling away from stressors and analytical thought. This focused attention is akin to mindfulness meditation, bringing your awareness fully to the present moment, which significantly reduces anxiety and promotes deep relaxation. Crafting also boosts creativity and self-expression, contributing immensely to overall mental and emotional well-being. It allows your brain to engage in a non-linear, joyful way.
These activities aren't just about passively filling time. They are active choices that provide a true, intentional break from daily stressors and profoundly enrich your life with peace, joy, and renewed energy. But none of this, and I mean none of it, works sustainably without strong, clear boundaries. It is absolutely necessary to communicate to others and, crucially, to yourself that rest is a non-negotiable priority for you.
That's a crucial, often difficult, but ultimately liberating point. It's perfectly acceptable and frankly essential to graciously decline activities, requests, or commitments that demand too much effort or drain your energy, in favor of those that genuinely promote your relaxation and well-being. And when you do decide to dedicate time to rest, you must fully commit to that time. Don't let your mind wander back to work obligations or unresolved issues. Be present in your rest. Make it non-negotiable for your own health.
That's powerful advice, and it sets the stage perfectly for making this a truly sustainable lifestyle. To truly embed this habit, we need to talk about building a fundamental framework, routine and mindfulness as your essential rest enablers. A consistent daily schedule, often underestimated, is a powerful yet often overlooked tool for profound mental health and overall well-being.
It's absolutely true. The benefits of a well-structured routine are significant and widely documented. A predictable routine profoundly reduces stress and anxiety, because predictability lowers uncertainty. It allows your brain to shift from a constant state of vigilance to one where you can focus on the present moment rather than perpetually worrying about what's next. It also dramatically improves sleep quality. Consistent sleep and wake times regulate your body's internal clock or circadian rhythm, leading to better mental clarity, improved mood, and sustained energy throughout your day.
A well-designed routine powerfully encourages healthy habits, making it much easier to embed vital activities like exercise, mindfulness practices, or consistent meal prep as automatic habits, rather than optional tasks that require willpower every single time. It also provides a profound sense of control amidst life's inherent chaos, offering a stable anchor that is invaluable for mental resilience.
And, perhaps surprisingly, it significantly boosts productivity. Routines create a predictable daily rhythm, improving your focus and allowing for more efficient goal achievement, which in turn naturally boosts your self-esteem and sense of accomplishment. It's a deeply positive feedback loop. Better habits lead to better well-being, which fuels better performance.
So how do you construct a sustainable routine? The key here, and this is critical, is flexibility. Don't aim for rigid perfection. Start with the absolute basics. Aim for consistent wake-up and bedtime, regular meal times, and dedicated non-negotiable time for relaxation and self-care. Don't try to overhaul everything at once.
Set realistic goals. Start small and gradually add new habits as you build momentum. Incorporate non-negotiables, those crucial well-being activities like exercise, journaling, or quality time with loved ones. Make them an unwavering priority on your calendar. Schedule intentional breaks throughout your day, even if it's just a quick walk, a few minutes of deep breathing, or a moment of mindfulness to prevent burnout.
And remember to be flexible. Life happens. Unexpected events, challenges, opportunities will arise. Allow yourself the grace to adapt your routine when needed without feeling like a failure. The goal isn't rigid perfection, but consistent progress. Utilize tools like physical planners, digital apps, or simple alarms for support. Visualizing your schedule and setting reminders can make it feel much more achievable and less daunting.
Beyond routine, optimizing your sleep is the foundational pillar for optimal recovery and overall health. Let's delve into essential sleep hygiene tips, going beyond just getting enough hours. First, get regular. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time daily, even on weekends and days off. This consistent rhythm profoundly trains your body's internal clock to sleep well and wake up refreshed.
And only sleep when sleepy. Don't try to force it, only attempt sleep when you actually feel tired, rather than spending too much time awake and frustrated in bed. If you haven't been able to get to sleep after about 20 minutes, get up and try again. Leave your bed for something calming or boring until you feel sleepy again, then return. Crucially, avoid bright lights as they signal to your brain to wake up.
Critically, avoid stimulants. That means no caffeine found in coffee, tea, cola, chocolate, some medications or nicotine from cigarettes or vaping products for at least 4-6 hours before bed. These are powerful stimulants that directly interfere with your body's ability to wind down and achieve restorative sleep. Similarly, avoid alcohol for at least 4-6 hours before bed. While it might initially feel relaxing and induce drowsiness, it seriously disrupts sleep quality in the latter half of the night, leading to fragmented and non-restorative sleep.
Make your bed for sleeping only. Try not to use your bed for anything other than sleeping and sex. If it becomes a place for watching TV, eating, reading, working, or scrolling, your brain won't associate it solely with sleep, making it harder to drift off. Also, limit naps. Avoid daytime naps if possible, or keep them short, under an hour, and ensure they are taken well before 3 p.m. so you're still tired enough at bedtime for a full night's sleep.
Develop comforting sleep rituals. Consistent pre-bed routines like relaxing stretches, reading a physical book, or sipping a cup of caffeine-free herbal tea can powerfully signal to your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. Try incorporating a warm bath time ritual. A hot bath or shower 1-2 hours before bed can induce sleepiness as your body temperature naturally drops afterwards, mimicking the physiological process of falling asleep.
And here's one I definitely struggle with, and I know many others do too. No clock watching. Frequently checking the clock during the night only reinforces negative thoughts like, I'll never get to sleep, increases anxiety, and can actually wake you up more by activating your stress response. Resist the urge.
It's a total mental trap. Also, exercise wisely. Regular physical activity is excellent for promoting deeper sleep, but avoid strenuous activity in the 4 hours directly before bedtime, as it can be too stimulating. Morning walks or earlier afternoon workouts are ideal for energizing your day and preparing your body for restful sleep later.
And remember to eat right. A healthy, balanced diet promotes good sleep, while heavy or unhealthy foods can disrupt it. A light snack if you're genuinely hungry is fine, but avoid heavy, rich, or spicy meals close to bedtime. Warm milk, which contains tryptophan, an amino acid precursor to serotonin and melatonin, is often recommended as a natural sleep inducer.
Finally, ensure you have the right space. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary. Quiet, comfortable, and cool, ideally between 60-67 degrees Fahrenheit or 15-19 Celsius. Use dark curtains or an eye mask to block all light. Earplugs or a white noise machine, if there's external noise, can make a huge difference in achieving truly restorative sleep. And importantly, maintain your daytime routine. Even if you have a bad night's sleep, try your best to stick to your planned daytime activities and schedule. Avoiding them because you feel tired can actually reinforce insomnia patterns and make it harder to reset your rhythm.
What's truly fascinating here is how much of the sophisticated understanding of rest ties into the profound practice of mindfulness for present moment rest and clarity. Mindfulness, at its core, is a type of meditation, an intense, non-judgmental focus on the present moment, often utilizing breathing methods and guided imagery to promote deep relaxation.
Yes, and it's powerful because spending too much time planning, problem-solving, passively daydreaming, or dwelling on negative thoughts about the past or future, that can be incredibly mentally and emotionally draining. Practicing mindfulness helps you consciously direct your attention away from this kind of unproductive, energy-sapping thinking and instead fully engage the world immediately around you, It's about bringing your scattered mind back to the here and now.
What's genuinely exciting here is that mindfulness meditation has been rigorously studied in numerous clinical trials, consistently demonstrating its effectiveness for a wide range of conditions, including chronic stress, anxiety disorders, persistent pain, depression, and insomnia. It can also significantly improve attention and focus, decrease professional job burnout, and, quite directly, improve sleep quality and depth.
Absolutely. Mindfulness helps you experience your thoughts and emotions with greater balance, acceptance, and less reactivity. Simple mindfulness exercises include paying exquisite attention to your immediate environment with all your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, touch right now? It's about living intentionally in the moment to find joy in simple pleasures, accepting yourself kindly without harsh self-judgment, and focusing on your breath, even for just a minute, when you find yourself caught in a swirl of negative thoughts.
For those looking for more structured practice, there are several accessible forms. Body scan meditation involves lying down comfortably and slowly, sequentially focusing your attention on each part of your body, noticing sensations without judgment. Or sitting meditation, where you sit upright, focusing on your breath, gently noting distractions as they arise and letting them pass. And walking meditation, where you mindfully focus on the sensations of movement, the lift of your foot, the contact with the ground as you walk slowly and deliberately.
The key, like any skill, is consistent commitment. Aim to practice mindfulness daily, even for short durations, for around 6 months. Over time, you'll find that it becomes increasingly effortless, transforming from a practice into an intrinsic way of being, a truly profound and transformative way to reconnect with, deeply understand, and effectively nurture yourself. It builds your mental resilience from the inside out.
So if we pull all of this together, understanding the types of rest, listening to our body, debunking myths, building sustainable routines, it leads us to a profound, almost revolutionary concept, the stress recovery effect. This moves us beyond merely managing stress, which implies it's a constant burden, to actively, intentionally recovering from it. It introduces the idea that not all stress is detrimental. In fact, there exists an optimal stress zone where you can not only survive, but truly thrive and grow stronger.
This is such an important distinction. It changes everything. The core principle of the stress recovery effect is about leveraging scientifically based techniques to literally train your body and brain to automatically recover from distress, to bounce back stronger than before. We often think of stress as monolithic, all bad, but stressors actually exist along 3 crucial continuums. There's eustress,
Eustress.
the good kind.
Exactly, the positive kind, like the exhilarating challenge of learning a new skill, the focused energy of a challenging but enjoyable workout, or the excitement of a new project. Versus distress, which is negative, like chronic financial worries, overwhelming deadlines, or toxic relationships. Then there's physical stress versus mental stress, and chronic long-term versus acute short-term stress. Understanding these distinctions is foundational. And here's the rub, the pervasive challenge in our modern world. The stress response system, designed for short bursts of fight or flight, often remains in the on position for extended periods, almost perpetually. This chronic activation significantly impacts long-term health, leading to inflammation, hormonal imbalances, exhaustion. The goal, then, isn't to eliminate all stress, which is impossible and undesirable, but to intelligently minimize negative distress while consciously embracing and leveraging positive eustress for growth.
And a crucial part of that recovery is consciously avoiding 3 common negative thought patterns that persistently stall recovery from intense distressors. These are often called the 3 Ps. Personalization.
Personalization.
The idea that it's all about me, like this bad thing happened because of me, it's my fault. Then there's pervasiveness, the belief that it affects everything. This one problem will ruin everything in my life. And finally, permanence, the feeling that it will last forever. This negative situation will never get better. Recognizing and actively challenging these mental traps is absolutely fundamental to breaking free and initiating recovery.
Okay, so how do we practically apply this powerful stress recovery effect? We need a personal stress recovery toolbox. First, let's talk about response strategies for immediate relief from acute, high-stress situations. These are your intervention tools when you feel triggered or overwhelmed.
Think of these as your quick response kit, your immediate circuit breakers. Key techniques include breathe it out, deep diaphragmatic breathing to activate the vagus nerve and parasympathetic system. Stretch it, physical release of tension stored in the body. Let it go, releasing emotional burden through journaling or talking. Pause it, taking a momentary conscious break to reset. And laugh it up, using humor to shift perspective and release endorphins. These help you regain a sense of control and physiological balance when your stress response has been acutely triggered.
Then we have lifestyle strategies for long-term prevention and sustained well-being. These are the tools you integrate into your daily life to consistently keep you in that optimal stress zone and proactively reduce chronic distress.
These are about building a deeply resilient foundation. They include, think about it, reflective practices like meditation or journaling, sense it, engaging your senses to ground yourself, like mindful eating or appreciating nature. Reduce it, actively minimizing unnecessary stressors in your life, such as decluttering or learning to say no. Forgive it, releasing grudges, which are chronic stressors. Move it, consistent physical activity. Eat it up, prioritizing nutrient-dense, balanced nutrition. And of course, give it a rest, incorporating overall recovery, which is what this entire deep dive has been about, ensuring all types of rest are met.
Here's where the true genius lies: the power of pit stops. By repeatedly training your brain and body with eustress, those positive, growth-oriented stressors, you can literally condition your stress response to trigger recovery more effectively, almost automatically.
It's precisely like building mental and physical muscle. You introduce eustress into your life physically, mentally, emotionally in controlled doses. The exercise, recover, repeat formula isn't just for physical fitness, it's a blueprint for building resilience across your entire being. Life is dependent on us pushing our bodies, stretching our minds, bravely facing our fears, but always with that crucial intentional recovery built in. It's about creating a powerful physiological and psychological rhythm. This systematic engagement with challenge followed by recovery strengthens your adaptive capacity, making future stressors less impactful.
And connecting this back to breaking the fear behind anxieties. By taking controlled, intentional steps towards stressors, backing off to recover, and then engaging again, you can fundamentally learn to calmly face situations that once terrified you. It's a sophisticated form of exposure therapy for your stress response, building confidence and competence brick by brick.
Ultimately, while managing what you can control, your routines, your boundaries, your immediate responses, is absolutely vital for survival and functioning. Truly thriving involves moving beyond mere management, proactively engaging with factors you cannot always control. This is often framed as a profound spiritual journey, emphasizing the importance of understanding your personal passions, your deepest dreams, your long-term goals, developing a clear, guiding mission statement to steer your life. It's about finding a deep sense of purpose and a compelling vision for sustainable well-being that transcends the day-to-day grind and gives your rest true meaning.
We've explored the habit of resting not as a mere luxury, but as an indispensable pillar for your health, your performance, your mental clarity, and your overall well-being. From recognizing the 7 distinct and crucial types of rest to tuning into your body's unique, subtle signals, we've seen how intentional breaks can fundamentally transform your relationship with stress and productivity, making you more effective and, frankly, more joyful.
Remember, dismissing rest with those pervasive myths like, I'll get less done or I don't have time, doesn't make you more resilient. It only sabotages your true potential and burns you out faster. The compelling research is unequivocally clear. Prioritizing rest doesn't just prevent burnout, it actively makes you more focused, more creative, more innovative, and ultimately more productively powerful in every aspect of your life.
So consider this provocative thought. In a world that constantly, relentlessly demands more from you, what if the single most powerful act of productivity, of self-care, and of profound personal growth isn't about pushing past your limits until you break? What if it's actually about mastering the sophisticated art of the strategic, intentional pause, allowing yourself to truly recover, to deeply reflect, and to courageously re-engage with the world with renewed vigor, with astonishing clarity, and with sustainable purpose?
How might your life, your most important work, and your deepest relationships truly flourish if you consistently honored your body's subtle whispers for rest, long before they escalate into overwhelming, debilitating shouts of burnout? This is about preemptive self-care, isn't it? About investing in your future self.
This deep dive has armed you with knowledge, with insights, and with practical strategies. Now, the invitation is entirely yours. Choose just one small step. Perhaps one type of rest you've neglected, or one habit from our comprehensive toolkit, and begin cultivating the habit of resting when needed. Start today. Your body, your mind, and your spirit will thank you not just tomorrow, but for years to come.